it's going to perform all the operations based on the present data or current data. In many scientific fiction movies, we are going to see self-aware AI, but it's not going to happen. Suppose if I want to interact with the application, I require chatbot. Now tell me, what is this chatbot? Hello to all, a heartily welcome to my new session on an overview of emerging technologies. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, first grade college, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear students, in my today's session, I am going to deal with types of artificial intelligence and applications of artificial intelligence. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the things what I have covered in my last session. In my last session of this chapter, I have discussed component of artificial intelligence. And what are the components we studied? That is learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception as well as linguistic intelligence. Along with that, I have discussed stages of artificial intelligence. So there are 3 stages of artificial intelligence, that is artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence as well as artificial super intelligence, and these are the 2 topics I have covered in my last session of this chapter. But in my today's session, at the beginning, I'm going to deal with types of artificial intelligence. And what are the types of artificial intelligence I'm going to have? That is 4 types. And first one is reactive machine AI. That is reactive machine artificial intelligence. Then I'm going to have limited memory artificial intelligence, theory of mind artificial intelligence, as well as self-aware artificial intelligence. So, how many types of AI we are having? 4 types. That is reactive machine artificial intelligence, limited memory artificial intelligence, theory of mind artificial intelligence, and self-aware artificial intelligence. So dear student, just make a note here. Type of artificial intelligence is different and stages of artificial intelligence is different. If it is stages, then 3 stages, that is artificial super intelligence, artificial general intelligence, as well as artificial narrow intelligence. If it is type, then reactive machine AI, limited memory AI, theory of mind AI, as well as self-aware AI. And let's see these types one by one. So at the beginning, I'm going to have the reactive machine AI. And this type of AI includes machines that operates solely based on the present data. So, if I consider reactive machine AI, it is going to perform all the operations based on the present data or current data. And whatever the AI which is going to consider present AI, that is present data, is called reactive machine learning. I repeat, whatever the artificial intelligent machine or device or software which is mainly based on the present data are the example for reactive machine. So, it's going to consider the present data or current data and taking into account only the current situation. So, it's going to consider the present data and it's going to take the decision for current situation is called reactive machine. So here reactive AI machines cannot form interference from the data to evaluate their future action. So dear student, if I consider reactive machine AI, it's mainly based on the present data and it cannot able to make future decision because it mainly depends on the present data and it's going to take current decision. And if I want to take future decision, then I cannot able to take future decision by using reactive machine AI. And they can perform a narrowed range of predefined tasks. And if I consider reactive machine AI, then this is the example for artificial narrow intelligence, because it is going to have narrowly defined set of data. It's going to have narrowly defined, that is narrowly predefined set of data, and based on that present data it's going to make a decision or it's going to find the solution. So it's going to perform only predefined task. The best example for reactive AI is famous IBM chess program. So, in the year 1994, IBM came with the artificial intelligence machine, that is chess program, okay, and which beat the world champion Gary Kasparov. So, in the year 1994, there is a direct competition between the world chess champion Gary Kasparov as well as IBM chess program. And now tell me who won the chess competition? That is none other than IBM chess program. Now, if I consider IBM chess program, then it is mainly depends on the present data. It's going to have the certain set of predefined data and it's going to perform all the moves, all the decisions based on the present data, and it's going to take the current solution, and it comes under reactive machine AI. Moving further, the second type of AI, it is limited memory AI. So what is limited memory AI? It is nothing but it's going to have only limited memory. If I consider any artificial machine or robot device as well as software, it's going to have only limited memory and it is temporary memory. So here, as the name suggests, that limited memory AI can make informed and improved decision. If I use limited memory AI, then it's going to have improved decision and it can have make informed and improved decision by studying the past data. If I consider limited memory, by using past data, we can able to make a decision and improved decision. And all these past data are stored in the memory. And what kind of memory? It is limited memory. So dear student, just make a difference here. If I consider reactive machine AI, then it's going to consider present data. It's going to consider present data, that's current data. But if I consider limited memory, I'm going to have past data. See here, I'm going to have past data. By keeping past data, I'm going to take the present solution. So, by studying the past data from its memory, and such AI as a short-lived or temporary memory. If I consider limited memory, it is called temporary memory or short-lived memory, and that can be used to store past experience or past data and enhance, evaluate future action. If I consider limited memory, I'm going to have the past data, and where I'm going to store all this past data in the memory, and it is called temporary memory. By keeping this, I'm going to take present solution or present decision is called limited memory AI. The best example for limited memory AI is self-driving car. So here all the self-driving cars are manufactured with the help of past data. Now, by keeping all the past data, the self-driving car is going to take the decision. That means, think that some person is going to cross the road. Now, the self-driving car want to make a decision. That is mainly based on the past data. So, self-driving cars are limited memory AI that uses the data collected in the recent past. So here all the self-driving cars are going to have the data which is collected from past experience to make immediate decision. Now, if I consider limited memory, it's going to have past data. By keeping past data, it's going to take immediate decision or present or current decision. Now, let me to take the example here. Self-driving car uses sensor. All the self-driving cars are going to use sensor to identify the civilians, to identify the person, one who crossing the road, to identify the person or civilians, one who crossing the road. Then we are having the sensors in the self-driving car, and steep roads or traffic signals and so on. To make better driving decisions, we are going to use sensors. In the sensors, we can able to capture the data or capture the activity, and this helps to prevent any future accident. Suppose if I want to avoid future accident, then all the self-driving car must have past data. Based on the past data, it's going to take immediate decision. The best example for limited memory AI is self-driving car. Now, let me to consider third type, that is theory of mind. So what is this theory of mind? It is mainly depends on the human emotions. So the theory of mind AI is a more advanced type of AI. This kind of machine is speculated to play a major role in psychology. So, if I consider theory of mind, as the name suggests, it mainly depends on human emotion. That's nothing but the psychology of human. So, this type of AI will focus mainly on the emotional intelligence so that human beliefs and thoughts can be better comprehended. So, in theory of mind AI, it mainly depends on the human emotional intelligence, so they can able to believe and thoughts that can be better comprehended. And we don't have any such kind of AI till now. So the theory of mind has not yet been fully developed, but there are many works are happening to design and develop theory of mind AI. And this is the third type of AI. Moving further, we are going to have the last type of artificial intelligence, that is self-aware artificial intelligence. Like human being, the machine must have self-awareness. Now, let's just pray that we don't reach the state of AI, because if all the machines or softwares or devices will have self-aware, then what's going to happen? There's nothing but they are going to rule entire world, and it's not going to happen. So where machines have their own conscious, where machines are going to have conscious as well as self-awareness, and it's not going to happen. This type of AI is little far fetched give the present circumferences. In many scientific fiction movies, we are going to see self-aware AI, but it's not going to happen. If it's going to happen, then the entire world is ruled by the AI. However, in the future, achieving a stage of super intelligence might be possible. It might be possible, but till now it's not happening. But in future, it might be possible. So these are the four type of artificial intelligence. Now, moving on to the next topic, that is applications of AI. There is nothing but the use of AI. In which are the fields we can able to use AI? The first one is education, in the field of education. Then I can able to use AI in the field of astronomy. Now I can able to use AI in the field of agriculture. I can able to use AI in the field of transportation. I can able to use AI in the field of environment or in the field of entertainment as well as news. Then I can able to use AI in the place of education. To improve the education quality, I can able to use AI. These are the certain applications of AI. Anyway, dear student, we are going to study all these applications one by one. Now, at the beginning, I'm going to have the first application, that is astronomy. So, what is this astronomy? That is nothing but the study of science. It's nothing but the study of science. And we are going to study about physical world. So we are going to study about space as well as planets, sun, earth, moon, etc. To study about planet as well as space, once again I am going to use AI. So artificial intelligence can be very successful to solve complex universal problem. So what is this universe? That is nothing but the whole world or whole physical universe. That's nothing but objects, space, etc. It includes earth, along with that sun, star, moon, etc. And to solve all kind of complex problem as well as situation, we are going to use AI. So, AI technology can be helpful to understand the universe, how it's going to work, what is the origin, etc. What is the working procedure of the universe, what is the distance, what is the origin. To get all this information, I'm going to use AI. So this is the main advantage or application of AI. So where I'm going to use AI in the astronomy to get all the physical universe information, I'm going to use astronomy. That means I'm going to use AI in the field of astronomy. Moving further, I'm going to have my second application, that is AI in health care. Nowadays, to improve patient efficiency, we are going to use AI in the field of healthcare. Nowadays, we are going to give automated information. Once again, we are going to use AI in healthcare. Now, what is the need of AI in healthcare? To store all the patient information, to manage all the patient information, and to provide correct diagnosis. Once again, I'm going to use AI in healthcare. So, in the last 5 or 10 years, artificial intelligence becoming more advantageous for healthcare industry. Most of the healthcare industries are applying artificial intelligence to collect the data or information and to diagnose the patient. We are going to use AI, and it provides better as well as fast diagnosis. The best example I can able to consider here is MySyn. So what is this MySyn? That is nothing but the expert system. And what is the need of MySyn here? It's mainly used to identify the type of bacteria. In healthcare, to identify the type of bacteria, we are going to use MySyn. And if I take PXDS, this is also example for expert system, and it's mainly used to identify the type of lung cancer. So dear student, these are the example for expert system, and where we are going to use this kind of expert system in our health care. So AI can help doctors with diagnosis and can inform when patients are worsening so that medical help can reach to the patient before hospitalization. So all the data, all the informations are stored and it is kept for future reference to provide better diagnosis as well as faster diagnosis. Now, we are having many healthcare apps as well as we are having smartwatch, and all those things are going to use AI. Suppose if you are going to wear smartwatch, then it's going to give complete information about human body, that is number of kilometers he or she walked, what is the heart rate, what is the temperature of the body, all those things it's going to provide. So AI can be used in the field of healthcare to provide better as well as fast diagnosis for all the patient. Now I'm going to have AI in gaming to provide interactive and virtual gaming environment. Once again, I'm going to use artificial intelligence. So AI can be used for gaming purpose. Now tell me why I required AI in gaming. To provide interactive gaming environment as well as virtual gaming environment, I'm going to use artificial intelligence. So the machines can play strategic games. Let me to consider the example here, that is chess. If I use chess, then if I go with the artificial intelligence, then it can able to predict the possibility of checkmate, as well as it can able to take on time decision. So the AI machines can play strategic games like chess, where the machine needs to think. Suppose if I want to move the chess, then the machine must have the thinking power. So, where the machine needs to think for a large number of possible plays. For this reason, once again in gaming, we are going to use artificial intelligence to get better experience, better gaming quality, better gaming interaction, as well as virtual environment. We are going to use AI in gaming. Moving further, let me to consider the next application, that is AI in finance. So what is this finance? What is the need of finance? So if I consider finance to manage all the financial activity, once again we are going to use AI. So AI and finance industry are the best match for each other. If I'm going to consider finance industry, then we want to provide security, because most of the transactions are going to happen in the form of digital. Now we can expect hackers, or there may be a miss of transaction. To avoid that, we are going to use AI in finance to avoid all the mistransaction or all the miscommunication, or to provide the security for all kind of transaction. We are going to use AI. So AI provides security. So the financial industry is implementing automation, chatbots, adaptive intelligence, algorithm trading, and machine learning into financial process. Now, if I consider any financial application, suppose if I want to interact with the application, I require chatbot. Now tell me, what is this chatbot? Chatbots are the virtual assistant, and they are going to guide the customer. For chatbot and security and for all the online transaction, once again I required AI, and we are going to use AI in finance. Moving further, I'm going to have another application, that is data security. So what is data security? What is the need of data security? Suppose if I consider my Gmail account, I'm having username as well as password. So what is this username and what is this password? That is nothing but the credential, and I want to protect this credential from the unauthorized user or the advisory or the third party. To protect this, I require data security. To provide data security, once again, I'm going to have AI. And if I consider online transaction, while performing online transaction, we are going to provide complete our bank account details as well as card details. Now I want to provide security for all the online transaction. Once again, I'm going to have AI. So the security of data is crucial for every company and cyber attack. Suppose if I want to provide security against cyber attack, once again we are going to have AI. AI can be used to make your data more safe and secure. To provide data security as well as safety, we are going to use AI. Now, if I consider the example here, we are having AEG bot, A12 platform, and these two are the example for AI in data security, and these two are responsible for providing the data security as well as to determine software bugs as well as cyber attacks. Now, the AI plays very important role in data security. So what is data security? Provide this security for your asset or data. Moving further, the another application here is social media. Now, if I consider this image, I'm going to have different kinds of social media. That is nothing but Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, Telegram, Instagram. These are the example for social media. So now tell me why I required AI in social media. Now I want to provide this security for my asset. Along with that, I want to manage massive amount of data. To manage massive amount of data as well as to provide security, I'm going to have AI. So, social media sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat contains billions of user profile. If I consider any social media, we are going to have billions of user profile. When I say it is profile, it's going to include all the personal details. Now, I want to provide and I want to manage and I want to store all the user information. For that, I'm going to have AI. So AI can organize and manage massive amount of data. Suppose if I'm having massive amount of data, so data are termed in terms of yottabytes, zettabytes, terabytes or petabytes. To manage and to store all these kind of data, I'm having AI. So AI can analyze lots of data to identify and latest trends, hashtag and requirement of different user. So here AI is used to analyze the data. There are latest trends, there are certain hashtags and there are certain requirements. To provide and to manage all these kinds of data, we are using AI. Moving further, I'm going to have another application that is travel and transport. Now, if I consider that I want to travel from one place to another, for example, if I consider I am from Mysore and I want to travel to Bangalore and some specific area and think that first time I'm going to travel. How can I travel? While traveling, to whom I can ask the help? There's nothing but AI. There's nothing but all the Google Maps are made by using AI. Now, suppose I want to travel any destination with the help of Google Map, I can able to travel very easily and very effectively. So, AI is becoming highly demanding for travel industries. And most of the travel industries are going to use AI. And the best example I can able to consider self-driving car. And all the self-driving cars are made up of AI. And If you want to book any tickets like transportation ticket, once again we are going to have AI. So most of the traveling agency as well as most of the traveling website, they are going to make use of AI in order to provide the data, in order to provide the seating arrangement and possibility of or availability of seat. Once again we are going to have AI. AI is possible of doing various travel related works such as from making travel arrangements. Suppose if you want to make any travel arrangements, then you can able to go with AI. For example, hotel booking, flight booking, or if you want to select best routes, once again you can take the help of AI. Traveling industries are using AI powered chatbots to give the instruction or to give the information to the client or customer. Most of the traveling industries are going to use chatbots, which can make human-like interaction with the customer for better and faster response. Moving further, I'm going to have the another application, that is automotive industry. Suppose if I want to make all the industry automotive, then we are going to have AI. Instead of having manpower, we can able to have AI machineries, AI softwares, as well as AI devices, as well as robots. So some automotive industries are using AI to provide virtual assistant to the user for better performance. Now, if I consider Amazon to provide better working environment or better working experience to the customer, they are going to use virtual assistant. Such as Tesla has introduced Tesla Bot. So here Tesla, what is Tesla? It is nothing but the self-driving car. Example for self-driving car. And to instruct or to provide information to the client, they are going to use chatbot. And what is the name of the chatbot? That is Tesla Bot, an intelligence virtual assistant. So it's going to guide the user, or it's going to guide the customer, or it's going to guide the traveler. Various industries are currently working for developing self-driving car which can make your journey more safe and secure. So here, if I consider driverless car, then the example I'm having Tesla. Okay, and most of the automotive companies are going to work towards self-driving cars and to design, to manufacturing self-driving car. Once again, we are going to use AI. So this is the use of AI in automotive industry. Moving further, I'm going to have the robotics, that is AI in robotics. Now dear student, let me to consider simple example here, that in one of the Mysore hotel, they are going to use robots instead of supplier. To supply the food, they are going to use robots instead of supplier. So artificial intelligence has a remarkable role in robotics. And if I consider Endiran movie, that is the Tamil movie, in that we came to know about robots. Okay. And this robot is responsible for performing all kind of activities like human being. So the AI plays very important role in robotics. If I want to design and manufacture robots, then I require AI. Now tell me, is it possible to manufacture robot? No, because we can able to design and develop, but we cannot able to manufacture robots. So AI as a remarkable role in robotics. Usually general robots are programmed. So all the robots are programmed. It's going to have certain set of data, and based on that data it's going to take the decision, and all the robots are programmed, and it's going to have the sensor as well as it's going to have the memory. With the help of AI, all the robots are programmed and it's responsible for performing tasks. So we can able to create intelligent robots which can able to perform all the tasks, all the activities like human being, and all the robots are pre-programmed. So what is this program? That's nothing but this set of instruction. All the instructions are pre-written and it is stored in the microchip. The example for robots here, I can able to consider Irika as well as Sophia. So these two are the robots at present we are having, and this is the best example for robotics. Okay, so here Irika as well as Sophia's are developed like human being. That means they can able to talk and they can able to behave, and these are the example for robotics. Moving further, I'm going to have next application, that is entertainment. So if I consider entertainment, which are the site I can able to consider? That is nothing but Netflix as well as Amazon. Okay, now why I required AI in entertainment? To provide better video quality, to provide better audio quality, as well as to avoid streaming of data, we are going to use AI in entertainment. And while movie making, once again we can able to use AI to generate subtitle or to perform all movie making work. We can able to use AI. So currently using some AI based application in our daily life, that is nothing but Netflix or Amazon, or even I can able to consider Z5. With the help of machine learning or artificial intelligence algorithm, these services show the recommendation for programs as well as shows. So here it's going to make use of machine learning as well as artificial intelligence algorithm, and this AI becomes cultural member of any film. Without AI, we cannot able to make a film. Suppose if I want to make any scientific or friction movie, once again I'm going to have AI. So AI plays very important role in entertainment. Moving further, I'm going to have another application, that is agriculture, AI in agriculture. Now, the national income is depends on the agriculture, and most of the person or peoples are going to depend on the agriculture, and to provide better harvesting, once again I'm going to use AI. Now tell me, how can I make use of AI in agriculture? To monitor the soil, to perform intelligent spray, or to detect insects. Once again, I'm going to use AI. So, agriculture is an real which requires various resources like labor, money, and time. If I consider any agriculture, it requires labor, money as well as time for best result. Now, instead of labors, we can able to make use of AI machines. For example, if I want to spray, then I can able to select or go with intelligent spray. And if I want to monitor soil, or if I want to diagnosis seeds, once again I'm going to use AI. So agriculture is applying AI as agriculture, robotics, solid and crop monitoring, predictive analysis. AI in agriculture can be very helpful for farmer. For the crop monitoring, or for the robotics, or for agriculture machines, and for predictive analysis, once again we are go with AI. So this is the advantages of AI in agriculture. Moving further, I'm going to have e-commerce. Now let me to consider Amazon. Each time when I log in, I'm going to get the previous result, that is previous search result, that can be done by using AI. For example, think that when I visit last time, I searched some information about cell phone. Now, if I'm going to log in, once again I'm going to get same search result, and this can be happened by using AI. Now, the job of the AI is to identify the user area of interest and recommend same product. So, this is providing a competitive edge to the e-commerce industry, and it is becoming more demanding in the e-commerce business. So it's going to provide the recommendation to the user that which product they want to buy and which product they want to select. And for that, we are going to use AI. And at the same time, to assist the customers, we are having chatbots, and most of the online website, they are going to provide chatbots to instruct the customer. AI is helping shopper to discover associated products and recommended price, color, even brand, to provide more and better experience to the customer. Most of the online website, or most of the e-commerce website, they are going to use AI. Now I'm going to have another application, that is AI in education. So what is the meaning? Why I required AI in education? Now suppose if I want to make the student to learn, that can be done by using AI. So we can able to provide master math class, or we can able to provide computer based project environment, and that can be done by using AI. So AI can automate grading so that the tutor can have more time to teach. Most of the online tuition centers, they are going to use AI in order to provide better teaching and better education. They are going to use AI, and they are going to provide chatbots for communication. If the student have any query that can be solved with the help of chatbots, and this chatbot is going to act like a teaching assistant. In the future, can be work as a personal visual tutor. In future, I can able to use AI as my virtual teacher for student, which can be accessible easily at any time and any place. If everything is made virtually, then any user or any student, they can able to access the material anytime, anywhere and any place, and they are going to get all the contents within their fingertips. So dear student, even I can able to use AI for student counseling. Even I can able to use AI for storing the content, managing the content in education sector. So these are the use of AI in education. So dear student, in my today's session, you got more information about type of AI along with that applications of AI. Dear students, let's meet in the next session with some more information about example of artificial intelligence, advantages of artificial intelligence along with that disadvantages of artificial intelligence. So dear student, this is all about today's session. Let's meet in the next session with some more information about artificial intelligence. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.